Yeah. What's good, man? It's your boy, man, Rob Bass, man. It's my first video. I'm new to this. We finna see what we can get going, man. Hey, ride with me, man, to the end of the year, trying to get 100 subscribers, man. We finna start this video off with food stamps, man. We trying to see what's going on with the food stamp thing. They say it's all messed up, so let's see how this thing finna play out, okay? All right.
What is it like to be in a grocery store for 6 hours hungry?
It's torturing.
Now, I can tell you right now, I'm not finna be in no grocery store for no 6 hours.
You feel like
straight
you're
up.
being tortured.
Daisy Walter is a grocery store worker in the Pacific Northwest. And like millions of
Safeway.
Americans, she relies on SNAP or food stamps to feed her family.
I work. I still can't afford.
One thing I want to take note that y'all should take note of: Black people generally the face of SNAP benefits, EBT, and etc. I wonder why they use this white woman for this.
eat
But
without
anyway,
it.
I digress. Let's watch it. a
Right
little bit.
now, the way my hours are, I have to choose my bills or food.
According to President Trump and his allies, SNAP is rife with fraudsters and freeloaders.
Fraud in the federal food stamp program.
It wasn't meant for people that could do whatever they want. The people that say, well, I don't think I'll
This here screaming, Ronald Reagan, Ronald Reagan.
work. I'll just, collect this money.
But we investigated, and what we found was shocking. Because
cut it up a
there
little
are definitely people taking advantage of SNAP, but they're hiding behind lobbying firms
Okay.
and front groups, behind the doors of private jets and boardrooms. SNAP was
I wonder is we gonna make it through this video without Walmart or big grocery stores like that showing on for lobbying? Because I can guarantee you Walmart got
created
lobbying.
to ensure that in the richest country in the world, no one goes hungry. This is the story of how America's corporate elite captured SNAP and used it to pay themselves.
Shout out to Bo Perfect Union. I like their channel, man. They keep it funky. Shiny
Talking
watch
about
too.
how you're not being paid enough at your job to feed yourself, that doesn't always feel safe.
By the time I get off of work on Sundays, I have not eaten in 12 hours. I start dreaming about food. I'm like, this combination.
Baby, dreaming about food. Come on, let's be honest here, baby. You ain't dreaming about no damn food. Come on now.
Sounds great with this combination. And then I tell my coworkers and they get hungry too.
Wow, this is wild.
Before we
This is
met,
wild as fuck.
Sarah told me she was worried about retribution from her employer, so she asked that we not film her face.
I wonder why.
When you see people coming through work buying all these healthy produce and stuff, and you're like, I can't even do that. I'm lucky if I can buy a bag of grapes once every 6 months if I'm lucky.
Hey, I'm like Orlando. They making us buy water. We buying fruits, man. God,
Depending if I
oh,
can find a good sale
this
for
world
it.
messed up, man.
As I
America.
spent time with Sarah and Daisy, there was something I just couldn't get out of my head. They work for a corporation, Safeway, whose parent company Albertsons made nearly $1 billion in profit in 2024. So why are they on government assistance?
Their employees are struggling to live and to survive. My youngest, he, after every meal, he's like, Mommy, are you still hungry? If there's
Honestly, I'm not trying to be funny them, but I would really love to see what her son looks like.
leftovers and
I
he
really love
wants
to see
more,
that.
and I'll be like, no, go ahead and eat. And that way he can eat, because I know he's not done, and I'd rather be hungry than have my child go hungry.
Okay, I got you.
Back in November, we sent out a request to all 50 states. We wanted to know which employers have the most employees receiving SNAP. Getting that data was not so simple.
Oh, they ain't gonna let y'all know that.
Liz Shelton. I'm a reporter with More Perfect Union. I'm just calling to check on the status of my Freedom of Information request. You're not in possession of any of those records. So you're saying because I'm not an Arkansas resident, I can't request that data?
Nope.
But for the states that did send us data, a pattern was clear. More than 7,000 workers for Amazon and Washington State. More than 4,000 workers for Walmart and Colorado.
What I told ya, I know Walmart was gonna show up.
McDonald's, Kroger, Dollar General.
Every
all
major
across the
corporation
country,
in America,
Thousands
bruh.
of people working for enormous
Every major corporation in America, employees on food stamp. Ain't that crazy?
profitable corporations who also can't afford to feed themselves without government assistance. As I investigated further, what began to come into focus seems like an intentional strategy to siphon off billions in taxpayer money.
Okay.
Something that Daisy and Sarah both mentioned that really stuck out to me, they both want to work more hours, but they can't get them. When you talk
No,
to
you
your
are.
manager and say like, hey, I want more.
They probably like, bitch, who you think you is? You ain't getting no motherfucking hours. You be happy with the hours you getting. You ain't getting shit.
What is their response?
This shit
He
wild,
turned
yo.
and told me I will get more hours once I know the store better. But with 2 days a week, what do you expect?
You're not gonna get the store no better, baby. You
If
ain't
you were
gonna
to
know
go to your
shit.
manager and ask for more hours, what do you typically hear?
They try to use excuses of labor and wages are too high for this location.
So that's the phrase that you hear.
Quite often, and even if they could quote unquote guarantee you more hours, that's still not going to be guaranteed.
Y'all seen that? Hey, side note, did y'all see that Campbell still going strong?
This isn't a coincidence. Big corporations like Walmart and Safeway have to offer employees health insurance if they work 30 hours a week.
So you're
or
not
more.
getting 30
In some
hours.
States, they might have to offer other benefits like paid sick time or vacation time.
You're not getting 30
And
hours
so,
at all.
by keeping their employees' hours low, these corporations are able to avoid offering those benefits and keep their employees' incomes below the threshold needed to qualify for programs like SNAP or Medicaid. And that way, the government picks up some of the cost. In 2014, the last year we have data for, Walmart alone cost taxpayers.
I wonder, she said the last year they had data for was 2014. And it's 2025 just passed. Now we got 2000. They supposed to do like, oh, no, mind, that's the census, excuse me. But Trump trying to move up the census
There's
thing to
more than $6
2025.
billion
I'm trying to figure that
in
out.
employee
We're going to
public
dive into that
benefits like
eventually.
SNAP and Medicaid.
When you let companies get away with shifting so much of the cost of their employees, just basic, living costs onto taxpayers, we're all subsidizing
We
that.
all
We are subsidizing these fat paychecks for CEOs. We're subsidizing the private jets that they ride around in. We're subsidizing their outer space adventures.
And
So-
he's so, man, Jeff Bezos, he's so out of it. He had the nerve to build his rockets like big dicks in space. Ain't that crazy? Put me in the mind of that Austin Powers thing.
Step one of the corporate scam, keep wages and hours low, and SNAP picks up some of the slack. But the scam actually goes even deeper. Take a look at this internal presentation from Kroger, marked confidential from 2017. There's literally a slide in there titled, Many Kroger Associates Live Under the Poverty Line. But this is the part that grabbed me. They know a ton of their employees are on SNAP.
Facts.
And they actually highlight how much those employees spend in the store. Nobody has perfected this scheme better than Walmart.
Why
A
the
trade
world,
group that
baby?
tracks SNAP spending found that nearly a quarter of every SNAP dollar is spent in their stores. So that's the full scam. Pay your workers poverty wages, knowing that SNAP will be there to pick up some of the slack and save $1. Turn around and collect $1 through SNAP spending, funnel it up to exec.
Man, you want to talk about like double dipping. You got people that work at your store, right? Get SNAP at your store, that's working at your store, and turn around and spending the SNAP money back into the stores where they work at. Because apparently, they're going to shop there since they work there. It's like kill two birds with one stone. So it's like, man, it's kind of like back in the days when they had all these different companies and they would only give you vouchers for their company, so you have to come back and buy with them. And but that's it's modern day bullshit,
Executives
slavery,
repeat
really,
over
so to
decades,
speak.
Decimate the working class.
The real freeloaders here are the big profitable corporations that are shifting the costs of people's basic needs onto taxpayers. They are the leeches on the system.
But
Well, that
this
big,
was
beautiful
not
bill,
what
woo.
President Trump and Republicans in Congress were focused on when they cut SNAP by almost $200 billion last July, the biggest cuts in the program's history.
The people that say, well, I don't think I'll work, I'll just, collect this money. We can't give everything away.
They say
The crazy part is, like, cutting SNAP benefits. Okay, you cut them $200 billion, right? My thing is, if you cut them $200 billion, you would, like, with the rules of supply and demand, you would think that since it's less SNAP, that the prices will actually go down since it's less SNAP benefits. But these corporations, they so damn greedy, even though the price is going down, they're going to keep it. Why would I have a Vienna sausage? Vienna, I was in there, they're $1.19. a Vienna sausage $1.19. Not enough SNAP going around. Let's raise it back down to 80 cents, going back down. They're gonna hold that motherfucker right there at $1.19 because these some greedy bastards.
It's about making sure that people who are on SNAP are working.
Brand new work requirements for food stamp recipients.
But there's
For
reason to
food
believe there's
stamp
something
recipients.
else going on here. See, Trump didn't invent work requirements for SNAP. They've been around since 1996.
A national welfare reform bill that will make work and responsibility the law of the land.
And the average payment is $6 per person per day, which is not enough to live on. So
Not enough to
by
live on.
necessity,
The vast majority of people on SNAP are working. All the ones who are not working because they have caregiving responsibilities. They're going to school, they have a disability.
but there have always been pockets of people who are exempt from reporting those work hours to the government.
And who are
Parents
these
of young
people?
children, the
Okay.
elderly, veterans. But now, President
about to say-
Trump's new rules
I'm about to say, yeah, that's not a thing anymore. They want
say
everybody,
that all those
everybody
groups
report.
need to report their hours to the government and way more
Oh, we
frequently.
gonna cut your shit
Otherwise,
off.
they risk losing SNAP.
You can be stuck on the phone for like up to 2 hours, and then it takes about a half an hour to do the interview itself. They just really want to know every aspect of your life.
Imagine having to call up your cell phone company once a month, sit on hold for 2 hours just
Right.
to tell them how many calls you made and how many texts you got.
Yeah, that.
And
yeah.
imagine if you don't do this, there's no cell service next month and nothing you can do
But
about
the-
it.
On the other hand, if that was the case, there wouldn't be no motherfucking cell phones going around because the average mug is not
The
gonna do
real
that.
goal
They're just
here
not gonna do that
is
shit.
just to bury people in paperwork. We're looking at something like 4 million people probably losing access to this critical benefit in the coming years.
I think it is a way to try to get people to give up and get off so the money can be saved. That's my opinion.
Okay.
Which begs the question, money saved for what exactly?
This cuts to SNAP are part of a bigger package that was about continuing to give huge tax cuts to big corporations and the wealthy. And to offset the cost of that, that's why they're shrinking these social programs for the poorest people. But under the guise of we need to get Americans back to work. Clearly, they've looked at the polling on these issues and know how deeply unpopular it is to cut programs for the poor in order to give tax cuts for the rich.
And here's what's so sneaky about this. Here's their tell.
Okay.
Out of concern about how that might affect people's voting in November 2026.
I'm not even gonna lie to y'all, man. It was like it was a red wave, you know. But this midterm election right here, man, I seen that guy over there in Texas that won, and he won. Democrat won over there in Texas, landslide. I think this year it's gonna be a landslide blue. I live in Georgia. I'm gonna really watch it and report on it and let y'all know, man. But Georgia, this probably gonna be the first time that Georgia has been flipped blue. Mark my words
They
now.
moved the deadline so that the deepest, most painful cuts will occur after people have cast their votes.
What would you say to, politicians or whatever who are like, we need to get people
It don't matter what you say to these politicians. They can give a flying fuck what you think about them. They don't like you. They don't care about you. It is what
off
it
of
is.
SNAP? We need to cut this because people are depending on it too much.
I think they actually need to take a walk in someone else's shoes that's actually struggling so they can see how they live. Not just for a couple of hours, not just for a day, do it for a week. And you tell me how you like it.
What do you think they would discover if they did that?
That they need.
It's crazy though that we went through this whole freaking video and they didn't show not one black person. Now you know why they didn't show no black people, right?
To start making
Let that
changes and
sink in.
actually start helping
Get in
the
the comments and
working-
tell
the
me
working
why you
people
think they
instead of
didn't show
helping
any
the
black
rich
people
get
or
richer.
brown people.
If you actually paid everybody a livable wage and cut down cost of living, then nobody would need it. I work.
That's what you think?
I still can't afford to eat without it. So
That's it, man. Hey, but like I said though, this is the base station. I'm your boy Rob Bass, you feel me, Rob Bass TV, and I want to thank y'all for stopping by, man, so we can check out the problem of what's going on. These CEOs, these major corporations, they have found the cheat code. This is the cheat code, and they are not bullshit, man. So, hey, I want to thank y'all for watching, man. This is my first video, trying to hit 100 subscribers for my birthday. My birthday in July, so hit that like, it's free. Peace and love, blessings.